Have you ever had one of those days where you feel like you're just drowning? Drowning in a sea of to-dos where every single thought, big or small, feels like another wave crashing over you? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to look at a totally different way to think about productivity. It's not about cramming more stuff into your day, it's about clearing the junk out of your head. Let's just kick things off with this idea, because it really gets to the heart of it all. It's one of those phrases that just stops you in your tracks, right? Because it pretty much challenges everything we've been told about hustling and time management. It suggests that the real bottleneck isn't the number of hours we have. So, what is it? So here's the big question this whole explainer is really about. What if we've been focusing on the wrong thing this entire time? We are so obsessed with managing our calendars and our schedules, the what and the when, that we totally forget to think about the how. How our brains are actually trying to keep up with all this stuff. And that brings us right to the core of the problem, this invisible weight we're all carrying around every single day. Seriously, it's like having a backpack that you just keep adding little rocks to all day long. You can't see it on a calendar, but man, it drains your energy more than anything else. It starts the second you wake up, doesn't it? That big project for work, it's not just one thing on your list. Oh no, it's 100 tiny worries all spinning at once. Did I email Sarah back about those numbers? Did I remember to factor in the budget cuts? And then, just for fun, your personal life decides to jump in. Oh, hey, don't forget to schedule that dentist appointment. You really need to call your mom back. What's that weird noise the car is making? Each thought is just another browser tab opening in your brain. And on top of all that, you've got this never-ending stream of tiny little decisions. Which email do I answer first? Should I take the train or just drive and deal with traffic? What on earth are we having for dinner tonight? I mean, they all seem so small, but together they create this constant hum of mental static. And just when you think you might finally get a second to breathe, your brain helpfully reminds you about that 9 a.m. meeting tomorrow that you are completely unprepared for. The cycle just never, ever stops. It's a constant juggling act. So, what's the result of all this? Well, it's got a name, and these symptoms, they might sound a little familiar. Ever feel so mentally wiped out that choosing a show on Netflix feels like a massive chore? That's decision fatigue. Or maybe you find yourself jumping between tasks, unable to focus on any one thing for more than 5 minutes. Yep, that's scattered attention. It's all wrapped up in this constant low-level stress that makes it impossible to figure out what's actually important when everything feels urgent. Okay, so this is the moment where we need to completely reframe the whole problem. The enemy isn't the clock on the wall. It's the limited amount of space inside our heads. It's all about something called cognitive load. Think of your brain's working memory like the RAM on a computer. It's got a finite amount of processing power. Every single task, every decision, every little worry you're juggling, each one is like an open tab on your browser. And when you have too many tabs open, everything slows down, things start to freeze, and eventually, the whole system just crashes. That is cognitive overload. So, if our mental RAM is the bottleneck, how do we free it up? Well, the answer is delegation. But hold on, we're not talking about delegating the actual work. We're talking about delegating the thinking that has to happen before the work. And to do that, you're going to need a silent partner. And this is the game-changing role of a personal AI assistant. When you use a tool like ChatGPT for this, you're not asking it to write the report for you. You're asking it to do all that messy, stressful pre-work. So, for example, instead of just staring at a blank page, you can ask it to create a detailed outline for a report on Q3 sales trends and include the key data points I need and a suggested structure. You see? It does the heavy lifting of organizing your thoughts, so you can just focus on the important part, the execution. The difference this makes is, well, it's huge. It's a massive shift from a state of total mental chaos to one of, absolute clarity. Let's take a look at what that actually means for your brain. I mean, just look at the difference here. On the left, that's your brain in chaos mode. A tangled mess of ideas, worries, half-finished tasks. It's honestly exhausting just to look at it. But then, on the right, you've got a brain in a state of clarity. The AI has acted like a super powerful filter, turning that jumbled mess into a simple, clean, actionable plan. And this chart just nails the trade-off perfectly. Before, almost all your precious mental energy is wasted on just managing the clutter. There's hardly anything left for actual deep work. But after you delegate the thinking, you completely flip the script. The mental clutter just plummets, and all that energy you just freed up can be channeled directly into focused execution. You're not working more, you're thinking less. So, the most important point here is that this isn't just some theory. This shift has incredibly real, tangible results that you can start to feel almost immediately. So, what does this actually feel like in real life? Well, it's that feeling of waking up on Monday morning and knowing exactly what you need to do, without that familiar pit of dread in your stomach. It's the feeling of being in control instead of being controlled by your to-do list. It's finally having the mental space to think creatively and solve big problems instead of just putting out fires all day. And the best part? You can start right now with something I like to call the 2-minute reset. The very next time you feel that wave of overwhelm washing over you, just stop. Pull out your phone, open a note, and just brain dump everything that's on your mind. Don't edit, don't censor, just get it all out. Then, copy and paste that beautiful mess into your AI assistant and just ask it to turn this into a prioritized to-do list. And now for the magic part. Just do the first thing. That's it. Don't worry about the rest, just start with number 1. You'll be amazed at how much you can get done. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you feel that overwhelm, don't just try to power through it. Delegate it. The power to get your mental clarity back is literally at your fingertips. So what's it going to be? What's the first cluttered thought you're going to hand over so you can get back to doing what actually matters?